Pushkin's A Prisoner in the Caucasus was beautiful. I mean, the descriptive language was so passionate and so transporting. It was completely easy to follow despite being a poem and narrative. Like, super, super easy to follow. And I don't know if that's because this is a different, like, rendition of it, but super, super easy to follow. Like, I love the part where he's describing how the surrounding mountains look. Quote, "It seemed that the prisoner, bereft of hope, was getting used to his wretched existence. He tried to suppress deep within him both the anguish of captivity and the fire of defiance. As he picked his way among the gloomy crags in the chill of the early morning, he would fix his searching gaze on the distant massives that showed gray and pink and deepest blue. What scenes of splendor! Mountain peaks, thrones of eternal snows, seemed to the eye like a motionless bank of clouds, and in their midst Mount Elbrus, huge and majestic, twin-headed colossus glistening with crown of ice, gleamed white in azure sky." That is like one of the most beautiful, I guess, stanzas that I've ever read in poetry. And actually, I don't know, I guess with all the poetry that I like to read, I identify more that it's more active, it's easy to follow, but also just like painting a picture slowly and expanding on what the protagonist is seeing. I really, really adore that. Also, another thought, I'm noticing a pattern with Pushkin and wearing away a passion. Like, when you're young, you invest too much in things that don't matter, or things that rouse your youthful passion, but then when you become older, it's like you can't care about new love interests, you can't care about anything anymore because you've seen it all, or you've done too much already, or something. I don't know if it's because I live in the 21st century, or if it's because I'm a woman, like Pushkin says, but I don't see the harm in falling in love with different people and expressing love for different people. But in both of his protagonists now, Eugene and the prisoner, it's like once you develop love for another person and maybe that's not returned, or it just falls through, it doesn't work out, then it's impossible. Love is useless. Love is for women. Women experience that because they don't really know true love. It's like he's saying that women's emotions are fleeting. They come and go. And he says that in Eugene Onegin too, and in response to Tanya's letter, that you will fall in love again, essentially. And even as this woman in The Prisoner expresses that, it's not like people haven't tried and I'm just attracted to you. He's like, yeah, well, you'll get over it. So I wonder what that pattern is and what that means for Pushkin in his life. Like, who hurt him? Also, a duel is mentioned again in this narrative, so it's like he was really foreshadowing the end of his life, or at least he summoned that dramatic conclusion by writing about it so much. So yeah, these are my thoughts on Pushkin's Prisoner in the Caucasus.